ultra running versus marathons. Have you found that they have provided different lessons to you?
100%. I think completely different atmosphere, completely different energy. I think a great way for me to put it is like, I feel like I'm a very balanced person in a lot of things I do. And, people get shocked when I say like, I'm more introverted than I am extroverted, even though people see me online and people meet me and they're like, dude, there's no way, man. I'm like, if you guys only saw like how I am just when I'm at home, and I'm just like, most times I've recharged just on my own time. And I think so much about ultramarathons is that.
Yeah.
Less people that sign up. There's not much of a crowd. Like you just go into a mountain and you're in your own thoughts and you need to be comfortable in it, because there's going to be moments of doubt. There's going to be moments of pain and suffering and fear and uncertainty of if you're going to finish and if your body's going to hold up, and all these thoughts come into your head, no matter how gritty, no matter how resilient, no matter how tough someone is, they'd be lying if there isn't moments of those doubt and all those things. On the flip end, a marathon, when you go to New York City, man, you're stimulated for 26 miles. There's not a moment on the course besides the bridges where there's not people yelling and screaming your name and cheering you on, strangers cheering you on, people that you've never seen, you never know. And how much stimulation you get from a race like that. It's such a beautiful thing to see people come together that don't even know each other, but for whatever reason, they come out on this day once a year and they it's like family. It's like a block party.
Yeah.
And I think to your question of like the lessons learned, I think there's so much to be learned from both ends. And I think I challenge anyone that, if you've done a couple marathons and like you've really like are addicted to that kind of stimulation, go try and go on a mountain, go on a trail run, to go sign up for an ultra and just see the difference of like the complete opposite parallel of like what it feels like to go be on a mountain on your own time and be comfortable in your own thoughts and be in solitude. And I think there's a beautiful thing on both ends of the spectrum. And I think for me, I first started running ultras first before I even got into any of these world majors. I didn't even know what the world majors were. And I think so much of who I am, I think, is actually fitting to be more of an ultra guy, because I'm comfortable in that space of not needing that validation, not needing the external support. As even and for I get so much of it, so people are like, they're shocked. Even people were shocked at how well I did in Leadville.
Yeah,
and I think for me, it's like,
was it 24:49?
Exactly. I got sub 25.
Were you sub 25 was the aim, was it?
Yeah.
That's
and it's an
11 minutes. That's crazy. It's so crazy when you think about it, isn't it?
Crazy
That journey. Like, oh, I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it.
100%.
Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. Oh no.
There's so much of the emotion that come into that. And I'm such a long race. And yeah, I think to your question, I think both of them are great and they offer different things. And, some people gravitate to one towards the other, and some will never even gravitate to ultra because it's just a distance. But I would challenge someone to just try it.
Yeah. 100%. And I've only done one marathon event. I've only ever done a best effort marathon once. And it was 2.5 weeks ago.
And your next one's coming up.
Well, spring next year. I'm basically gonna probably gonna do it on home turf. Got to now, really. I'm gonna build on the back of the marathon prep, and the whole reason I've never been appealed to one, or I've never found it appealing, is because I'm not competitive with anyone barring myself, and I've always enjoyed. I think maybe there's a little bit of the fact that it's so conventionally measured as well, whereby, in my head, if it begins with a 3, will that give me as much as exploring a new mountain, exploring a new trail will? Probably not. And I know how much it's going to take from me in the training prep to just pound tarmac and tracks, which limits my exploration and adventure and training as well as the event itself. So I've done just under 50 ultras and one actual best effort marathon, which is just hilarious. And I really, really enjoyed it. But it doesn't give me that just pure, unadulterated freedom in my own head in a new environment to kind of just unpack things in a certain way. I find ultra endurance training and events like moving meditation.
Yeah.
Whereas marathons is you're moving metrics. That's what you're trying to do. And I think the value in both is enormous. And that's why I think people, if they've got the opportunity to, of course, would be wrong to not dip their toes in both ends.
I agree.
I'm biased with lifting as well. I've gone from a powerlifting background where it's smelling salt, slap on the back of the head, and go and pull that weight off the bar, off the floor, to running 250 kilometers as a single stage ultra. They're very, very different things and give very different lessons, let me tell you. But I get so much boys will be boys joy from picking up something from the floor and then having a central nervous system come down as all the caffeine leaves my system, to hallucinating at 3 a.m. on night 2. They're just totally different things. And I think that's what's most exciting about it all is the opportunity to learn. And like you said earlier, be a student.